You had the first master plan update in 30 years, which enabled us to have more federal and state grant money, a $100 million renovation that you presented to us last time, that even includes like yoga, which you all know I'm just delighted about. You cleared a ransomware attack, and that is something that is very scary.
Legislator Whalen, does this have to do with the capital plan?
Yeah, it really does, actually, because this is a lot of money that we're spending to continue along on this trajectory, right?
And this is also money
our
that
highest
we have
safety
been graciously given to both state and the feds, and we want to make sure.
Yeah, no, I understand that.
it's
We want to
spent
make sure
properly.
that it is spent properly. And so I think having the highest perfect score on a safety record rating that Mr. Calderone and his staff got last year is putting our federal and state money to good use. I think last year, did you not get a perfect score for safety at the Albany Airport?
It's called Part 139 inspection.
Yes, so I think our money is being well spent if you feel like, you know, you're the safest airport in the country. And also, the Hudson Valley Community College is honoring you in October as being one of the most and best economic driver CEOs for the region. So obviously, if you're driving our economy, you're putting this federal and state money to good use. So this, you know, I've reviewed this capital plan for the next 5 years. It's $283 million. Includes improvements, $91 million for pavement, $61 million for buildings and hangars, $21 million for equipment, $42 million for the terminals. And I have no idea over the next 5 years who will be executing the oversight on the disbursement and of this money. And I would like to know, basically, since you've been turned into somewhat of a lame duck by having your contract not extended, who is going to oversee all of this? I mean, you have a lot of institutional history. I understand you have a good staff, but I am not.
Legislator Whalen, this is out of order. This has to do with the capital plan.
It is not. This is $283 million. Who's going to be running this? Who?
Legislator Whalen, I said at the beginning of this meeting,
It's relevant.
it's not relevant.
How is it not relevant?
It's
Who's
not
going
relevant.
to oversee this?
They're presenting the capital plan.
Okay, but I'm not going to vote
And
for it.
I'm sorry, but, well,
If there's no one
that's
to
your
oversee
choice.
Question.
Yes.
So,
Well,
and I'm not on the committee, so. if you
I'd
want
like
to go down
to
the
say something
first.
too, please.
Yeah. Well, I would like my question answered first. Gil, I don't care. It is appropriate. We represent the people.
Employment
and everybody
contracts
wants to
are
know.
not before us. We have no involvement in it whatsoever.
If you're not there, who's going to?
Legislator Whalen, I explained this at the beginning of the meeting. I realize that this has been a great opportunity for everybody to weigh in on things that are entirely not under our purview. And I am sorry. I hold you in great esteem, but this has become a media circus. And unfortunately, what we only want to do is have a presentation from these individuals regarding our capital plan. We are not going back to being on top 1,300 or whatever it is. What we want to do is review the capital plan and have explanations. If there are direct questions, my only question, or two questions, were PLA agreements, which are relevant, and why is it 2017 to now we have less flights, which they explained perfectly.
Okay.
Because that has to do with the capital that is coming into the airport. I believe that this meeting is now over, and I would like to call the question.
Objection, absolutely out
I
of
have another
control.
question.
You do not have the right
Why
to
don't
call
you
a
leave
meeting
and the rest
to
of us
prevent
will ask
questions.
questions?
You do not have that right to call.
Excuse
end of
me,
the meeting.
Mr. Graham,
You
I
do
will
not
not be
have that
spoken
right
to that way.
to stop.
Because
to
you are
stop-
grandstanding,
I'm not
and this has been
grandstanding.
going
We have
on
questions that need to be
for
asked.
10 days now.
We have questions
I
that
am
need to
done
be
with
asked.
it.
You don't have the right to terminate a
You don't
meeting
have,
when members.
Yes,
you don't have the
I
right
certainly
to
do.
cancel
I am the
the
chair of
entire
this committee.
legislature. You are
I am
one
making the
person.
motion, meeting is adjourned.
No. Gentlemen, no. Second.
Make the motion to approve.
I'll second.
Thank you.
Second, Dennis.
I'd like to place in the minutes.
All right.
I'd like to place something in the minutes.
Take the vote.
Take the
Madam Chair, I want to place this in the minutes, please.
All in
This was
favor?
handled inappropriately.
No. I say no. Sam, how are you voting? No.
That's not your place, Legislator. The chair has the floor.
Yes, it was called. It was called.
I have a question, so I'm going to vote no.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
This is the typical cancellation of the majority. You sit up there and Albany County
take votes from you.
owns these buildings.
Please take the vote.
Albany County owns
No.
these buildings.
Yes.
How anybody
Yes.
can say that we don't have a vested interest in knowing how they're going to be built and what the oversight is, that's absolutely wrong. And you
Yes.
can all sit there and put your finger in your ears
Vested?
and hum, but that's the truth.
Feston? Yes. Thank you.
I want it placed in the minutes.
Fine.
No.
Ricard?
Yes.
Conway?
No.
And Whalen?
No.
Thank you.
Did you ask me yet?
Yes.
No, I didn't say yes.
Okay. No, she said she asked. I
Oh, I
asked, sorry.
I'm sorry. We're all yelling. I didn't hear it. I didn't hear it at all.
Madam Chair, I'd like placed in the minutes
Before I
that this
place my
meeting was
vote.
handled inappropriately, and it's an attempt to block transparency, and I think it's outrageous. I'd like
Mr.
that
Grimm, I
placed-
appreciate that
I'd like
very
that placed in the
much.
minutes.
However, we were to discuss the capital plan. That is the only thing that is under our purview. If you have read, like I have, 6 times, the enabling legislation under state law for the airport authority, that's where we lie.
The ability to follow
That's
through
it.
in any capital planning is affected by leadership, and we should have had that discussion tonight because that relates to the capital plan.
I had a question about the capital plan that I wasn't allowed to ask.
I have another question about
I have a
the
question
capital.
about the capital plan. No one got to speak but you. No one got to speak but you. Is that a meeting of a committee?
A motion was made. Can I finally vote? Everybody done yelling and screaming?
Yes.
So we go back to God's country goes. But anyway, what the chairman had said previous about this being a news circus, I believe it's going to become a bigger news service by doing stuff like this. But anyway, there's no votes to get it defeated. It's going to get passed, so I'm going back to Cohoes. I abstain.
How'd you
Well,
vote?
I'm going to LaGuardia. That's where I'm going to be flying out of.
How'd you vote, Gil?
I'm going to abstain because it's a big circus.
Right.
I gave my opinions, that's all there's to it.
I don't think.
Isn't that 3-3?
I can't abstain.
And why are all these people being denied asking questions?
All right, I
Because
can't
have-
abstain, they tell me I can't abstain, I'll stick with my majority comment, even though I still think it's a big joke, but that's okay.
And I'd still like to.
We are a big joke. As a county legislature, we're a joke.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you very much.
No, I didn't announce the vote.
4-3, meeting is adjourned.
No. The project is accepted.
Project is accepted.